Private firefighters have been a lightning rod topic in recent days, as some Southern California residents have been using them. Some before the fires occurred, others to save their houses and properties as the fires broke out. Most notably, 2022 mayoral candidate Rick Caruso, who had used private firefighters, according to reports, to save his Pacific Palisades shopping center. Joining us now is CEO of All Risk Shield, Joe Torres, who founded his private firefighting company in 2013. Honestly, Joe, an industry I didn't really know existed, and this has really brought it to the forefront. So welcome to you. And how widespread a practice is this? Where are your clients and so forth?
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for having me. My clientele, pretty much we cover the state of California. I have clientele all the way from Southern California, San Diego area, all the way to Sonoma, Napa region. But yeah, we've been doing this for 10, 11 years now. But the main focus, I think, with my company makes us a little different is that we're trying to be as proactive as possible. Our engagement and relationships begin well before anything happens. So there's a lot of proactive measures that we're taking beforehand.
Right. So I'm curious about that. I'm also curious about how much it costs. Reports have been anywhere from maybe $2,500 up to $6,000 a year, which people now probably think, yeah, that would have been money well spent. And how much of the growth of this industry, let's call it, has to do with people who aren't sure what's going to happen with their homeowners insurance?
These are all great questions. There's so many variables that go into this. So engagement with my company really begins with an assessment. We do an assessment that highlights and prioritizes what's needed for the property specifically. So just being as proactive again as possible with our clients and saying, hey, these are the things that can be done that we should be doing beforehand. And again, those price points for us begin at $2,500. So there's no exclusivity here as far as who can afford our, specifically my company's services. So I think that's a big kind of misconception.
Are you stealing resources from public firefighters, of which I believe you used to be one?
I still currently am, and no, we're not stealing any resources.
How? So why not? Because that's what there's a guy that posted on Twitter. We talk a lot about social media, this show, about my house is about to burn down. I think the house did burn down, unfortunately. And he's help. The guy got bludgeoned. You know what happened to it. You know who I'm talking about. He got destroyed. People are like, rich guy, who cares, whatever. Dispel some of the negative myths around there, Joe. There are many.
Yeah. So let's start with, so the tactics that we employ are, well, first off, the hiring. So my team is made up of retired firefighters. So all these gentlemen, or my team is made up of retired firefighters who have experience and skill set that you cannot buy or purchase. It's invaluable. Secondly, our tactics are bump and go. We prepare and assist the property. And then we hand it off to local authorities or those first responders coming in. Having preparation of property, knowledge of the area is so invaluable, especially when you do a handoff to first responders who are maybe out of the area from other jurisdictions or out of county or even out of state in this instance. Having that information is so valuable. And then thirdly, I think there's the misconception of use of hydrants. Fire hydrants are for use of AHJ or authorities having jurisdiction, so first responders. My company's we're not touching fire hydrants. This is something that is not happening whatsoever. So I think those are three kind of big value right there. There's also a lot of insurance companies employ the private firefighting force to be a force multiplier for those boots on the ground. So,
which makes sense as they're now. I mean, everyone's looking both to cope with these risks and to figure out exactly, who should bear them. Joe, thanks for joining us to explain a little bit about it. Hope to check back in soon.